All right, here's part two. I want to go over a little bit different deal structure. If you didn't watch the last video with the 75-25 structure, go back and watch that. It shows how we gave away 75% of the deal, kept 25, but still made over $100,000, made $104,575. This way that I'm going to show you, you keep 100% of the deal, a little bit tighter on the cash flow, but a much bigger back end. So depending on where you're at, if you're doing a lot of volume, you're further in your career, you're putting money to work and stuff, maybe you do the equity type split. Certainly on bigger deals over $1 million, that's more typical. Normally on these smaller deals, and if you're first getting started and all of that, you probably would want to keep 100% of it till you build that net worth up and are doing more of a volume. So here's how you would keep 100%. You're just gonna do the deal and you're gonna get, in the last video we did 85,000 because we were giving away a lot. I trimmed it down to 75,000 since I'm buying it personally. I can find $10,000 to whittle down, if that makes sense, okay? So 75,000 is the loan we're doing. 7.5% is what I pay my private investors for a cash on cash return, okay? So let's go back to this. We paid $280 for it, 49,000 down, 231 is the note amount, okay? Same figures here, except notice I did trim the management down from 157 to 110. Since I own the management company, I have the ability to do that. Since I'm 100% owner, I'm trimming that down a little bit more to just give myself a leaner deal with less risk. So there is a number difference there from 157 down to 110. So that brings this number to 570. In the other video it was 523, but 570 for a net monthly cash flow. Well, 7.5% on $75,000 is $469 a month. So that means my net positive cash flow as a 100% owner, barring 75,000 private investment funds, is $101 per month. Okay, but notice I'm only putting 49,000 down. What's the rest for? Well, part of it's still the 16,800 I need to get up front and the acquisition fee or their commissions. You got closing costs and some minor rehab, and always build the reserve into these. That's why the 75,000 up there. So let's talk about how much money do you make on this. 375 is the sale price. You owe 171, 27,000 to sell it. 75,000 we borrowed, so we owe that back. That gives us a back net in profit of $102,000, okay? So when you combine all of these together here, then we are looking at 144, 120 as a total profit in 10 years. Pretty sweet. Let's just look at this. This is you owning 100%. You get 100% of the tax benefits. You have 100% of the risk now, and you're taking on more debt because you got the 231 debt plus the 75,000 debt. If you do the partnership, you don't have the $75,000 debt, but you're giving away the equity, okay? Stay tuned for more extant channels to dive deeper into this. I know it's high level stuff for some of you guys that are just getting started, but some of you guys that have dabbled in a few deals and are looking to take down deals creatively in this market, this is an awesome way to do it. So here's the cash flow again. We're netting out 101 per month, or over the 10 years, that's 12,120. We got management fees for $1,320 a year, or $13,200 over the 10 years. We talked about already the commission being in there, the back end of 102, so 144, 120 in total, and I am 100% owner. So any upside is all mine. However, if you get a lot of risk, you can see you do have a cost in your overhead. So factor those things in depending on what your investment goals are, where you're at in the cycle, and then what your investors need to get in a return. This one's only a 7.5 fixed, but it's fixed. That's what's coming in every month. The other one's performance-based. It requires you to perform. So know the difference between the two. All right, guys, there it is. Hopefully you got a nugget or two to take and get your wheels spinning. So happy investing.